7-kilogram pipe bomb planted along LK Advani's yatra was recovered. No arrest so far. This is the second bomb planted targeting Advani after the last attempt in 1998 in Coimbatore.
माननीय अडवाणी जी ने कहा है कि वो इस ऐसे तत्वों से कतई नहीं घबराते हैं.
People's safety first, says Advani, echoing Chief Minister Jayalalitha's stand on Kudamkulam. The centre tells the Madras High Court that the delay in disposal of the mercy plea of the Rajiv case convicts is not a valid ground to commute their death sentences. And a low pressure is formed between Sri Lanka and the Andhra coast. More heavy rain in store for Chennai and adjoining areas. It's 8 on the clock and time for your prime time bulletin headlines now on NDTV Hindu. Good evening. I'm Evelyn Matthew. Plenty from the world of politics, entertainment and your neighbourhood melodies coming to you in the next 30 minutes. But before that, a roundup of the world and national headlines as well. Fresh controversy in Team Anna. A demand to dissolve the core committee and the need for a new structure is raised. Hegde plans to give it a miss. 4 more babies die in Kolkata's BC Roy Hospital, taking the toll to 17. 12 more casualties reported in another medical college. A group of ministers led by the finance minister looks at a turnaround plan for Air India, the purchase of 27 Dreamliners on the cards. Mayawati government reacts to Jairam Ramesh's allegations, calling it politically motivated, questions how the letter leaked in the first place. The India F1 mania has already begun. Lady Gaga talks about her indie connection in music and wardrobe. And it's D-Day for India's opener Gauri Gambhir. He ties the knot in a private affair at a Gurgaon farmhouse. Our top story tonight, in alert Madurai police today found a pipe bomb along the route BJP leader LK Advani was to take for his Rath Yatra. The pipe bomb was in fact found under a bridge, and ever since the entire area was cordoned off. Advani began the second leg of his Jan Chetna Yatra this morning after taking a 2-day Diwali break. The explosive device was a 5-foot-long bomb linked to a 50-meter wire and 4 detonators and batteries weighing close to 7 kilograms. Advani was meant to arrive in Kerala via Sri Vilaputtur, Tenkasi and Sengotai, but he has in fact dedicated this particular yatra to promoting public awareness for good governance within the government. But his route was thereafter changed post that scare. But just to jog your memory, way back in 1998, a series of blasts hit Coimbatore hours before Mr. Advani was in fact to address an election rally where 58 people were killed and over 200 injured. But despite many protests around this particular yatra, Mr. Advani's trip has been seen as his attempt to project himself as the man his party should select as its prime ministerial candidate. Well, a bomb squad was quick to take position on the ground as soon as an alert was sounded. And here's what officers there had to say while also gathering voices of some of the eyewitnesses in the vicinity.
See, we cannot disclose anything now, right now. We'll tell you sometime later.
பொம்பளையால கூப்பிட்டு வர இங்கே வெட்டி போட்டிருந்தேன். நேற்று மழை வரும்போது ஓடி பண்ணி சமைக்க மாட்டாப்புல இப்படியாண்டில் கூப்பிட்டு வரும்போது வயர் இருந்ததுக்குள்ள பார்த்துட்டு என்னோட எண்ணெய்ங்க இல்லாத வயர் கிடக்குன்னு சொல்லி பார்த்துக்கிட்டே போனேன். அப்போ குழா மாதிரி இருந்தது. ஆகா என்னமோவில் வச்சுருக்காங்கன்னு சொல்லி ஒன்றிய கமிஷனர்கிட்ட போய் சொன்னேன். அதிகாரிக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணி என்னமோ இருக்குன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்புறமேல தான் நாங்கள் ஃபோன் பண்ணி தான் வர சொன்னேன். அவங்களோட தான் நான் வந்து காமிச்சிட்டு தான் நான் வீட்டுக்கு போனேன்.
என்ன மாதிரி என்ன குழா எப்படி இருந்துச்சு, என்ன கலர்ல இருந்துச்சு, எவ்வளவு?
சிமெண்ட் குழா மாதிரி, சிமெண்ட் கலருக்கு.
சிமெண்ட் கலர் இருந்துச்சா? எவ்வளவு பெருசா இருக்கும்?
7 அடி.
7 அடி இருக்கும். சரி, அப்புறம் வயர் எது வரைக்கும் போச்சு?
வயர் அந்த பணம் சார்.
Well, Mr. Advani's party, the BJP, has reacted and appears unnerved by this whole episode. Some among the party have called for a comprehensive plan to come into place.
माननीय अडवाणी जी ने कहा है कि वो इस ऐसे तत्वों से कतई नहीं घबराते हैं और उनकी पूरी आस्था और विश्वास है सुरक्षा तंत्र में.
So even as the police say that the explosive was removed and the area thoroughly screened, our chief correspondent Sam Daniel, who is tracking Advani on his tour in Tamil Nadu and down south, sent us this update from today's developments.
I'm exactly at the spot outside Madurai where a pipe bomb was found this morning, exactly on the road which Advani was to take as part of his second leg of the Rath Yatra. In fact, this is the bridge which Advani was to take from Madurai towards Rajapalayam on his way to Kerala, and under this bridge you can find that particular space under that where police recovered a pipe bomb kept inside a 6-foot long pipe, and from that police found almost a 50-meter long wire connected coming through this water, completely covered by this long strip of cloth, and the wire was taken hidden in the middle of these bushes. Here you can see the track, which gives a clear indication the path taken by the wire. Police say this wire was connected to a battery around 50 meters away from the spot, near a tree, near a palm tree there. And right now Advani's route has been changed. He has taken a different route, but he has not cancelled his program in Trivandrum. And as we speak, on the other side of this area, police are trying to defuse that pipe bomb they recovered from this. Certainly, this came to light around 8 o'clock in the morning, and police say it was an alert police team which actually recovered this, because they had not taken any chances. The entire route of Advani was subjected to meticulous screening by police, and it was then they found this. There's no clear indication on who exactly is behind this and what is the nature of this particular bomb, what exactly is the modus operandi, but it appears that it was connected to a battery, and someone, if they had touched both wires, if they had brought both wires together, this could have just exploded. As of now, Advani is heading to Kerala on a different route, and there's no information on any arrests made or who is actually suspected to be behind this. At Alampatti outside Madurai with camera person Chandran, Sam Daniel, NDTV.
So while Advani began his yatra only today, he was quick to in fact focus on some local issues, especially the opposition among villagers to the nuclear plant at Kudamkulam here in Tamil Nadu. He attacked the country's stand on the issue, urging no compromise on the safety or even the security of the people in the region.
While the entire world, including countries which have had the nuclear plants for the development of energy for a long time, they've decided, announced a second view at all those plants, particularly if they are close to the ocean. So there is no reason why India should not adopt the same approach. There has to be caution.
In other news making headlines, the Madras High Court has adjourned the petition hearing of the 3 convicts on death row in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. The next hearing will take place on the 29th of November. The convicts are seeking the commutation of capital punishment. The court had on the 30th of August stayed for 8 weeks the execution of Murugan, Santhan and Peradivalan and admitted their pleas for commuting their death sentence to life term. Now the centre has also opposed the clemency petition of the 3 convicts. The High Court stay came as a major relief for the 3 convicts as their execution was then fixed for the 9th of September. My colleague Krishnamurthy gets you a detailed report on the exchange at the court proceedings today. He says that the centre has told the Madras High Court that the delay in disposal of the mercy plea of the Rajiv case convicts was not a valid ground to commute the death sentences of these men.
The centre has filed a very strong response in the Madras High Court today against the commutation of the death sentence of the 3 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. The centre stated that the death sentence should be awarded and there is no question of mercy following the rejection of the clemency pleas by the President. The centre stated that a delay in the disposal of the clemency pleas cannot be construed as valid ground for the commutation of the death sentence. The centre stated, and I quote, "However long it may be, it is not a mitigation circumstance or can be construed as a valid ground for commutation of the death sentence and in any event does not reduce the gravity of crime." The centre also noted that there have been many cases in the recent past where parties, MPs, MLAs and retired judges have written to the President of India and the Tamil Nadu government seeking the commutation of the death sentence. The centre again noted that this cannot be considered as a valid ground as all the parties are indulging so only to get political leverage out of it. And finally, one of the most important points which the centre raised today was that if the 3 convicts are awarded life imprisonment, then it will be really unfair for all the families of the victims who died during Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. They stated that if the prisoners, if the convicts are demanding for life imprisonment, then they also cannot have the right to take the life of others. Now, the Madras High Court admitted all the pleas of the centre and posted further hearing of the case for November 29th.
Well, political reactions have been quick to flow in. The MDMK's Vaiko has been vociferous about this ongoing case for long, and here's what he had to say about today's developments.
Transfer petition, I have mentioned in the court, a transfer petition was moved before the apex court, and the said petition was heard in 2 judges bench on 10th of this month, which was adjourned for 19th of this month. But however, it was listed before a different bench constituting 3 judges. That was mentioned by the senior counsel, Mr. Ram Jethmalani, that already the case arguments were had before a different bench. Immediately, there is 3 judges bench released their petition from their court. So it is likely to be taken up in the same bench which have already heard. Therefore, we have made the plea. A tentative date may be fixed for hearing in this court that was agreed by their lordships. So the date has been fixed on 29th of this month. Mr. Jethmalani, I do hope, will definitely come and appear. And the stay, the interim stay is not a conditional stay, it is continued. That was mentioned by their lordships themselves. And the central government and state government have filed their counters to dismiss the petitions. That is the contention, just the crux of the matter, because I could not go into the details of the petition.
Now, after that announcement from the courts today, a very emotional mother of one of the convicts, Pera Rivalan, has also reacted. And here's what she had to say this morning.
ஆனால் நான் எதிர்பார்ப்பதெல்லாம் மாறான ஒரு செயல் இனிமேலாவது மத்திய அரசிடமிருந்து வெளிப்படும் என்பதுதான். இந்த மூவருக்கும் என்பதை விட என் மகனுக்கு நான் குரல் கொடுப்பது சரியாக இருக்கும் என்று அனைவரும் சொல்லுவதால் 21 ஆண்டுகள் ஒரு இளைஞனுடைய வாழ்க்கை வீணடிக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. மறுக்கப்பட்ட நீதியால் என் மகனின் இளமை காலம் எல்லாம் சிறையிலேயே கழிந்துவிட்டது. விசாரிச்சுட்டு நாளைக்கு அனுப்புறான்னு சொல்லி ஜூன் 11 91ஆம் ஆண்டு கூட்டி போனவங்க இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் என் மகனை இந்த வெளி உலகத்தை காட்டவே இல்லை.
So while the BJP's LK Advani was in the state, he chose the opportunity to comment on this big development here in the state that also bears a national significance as well. He says that the court's judgment should not be mixed with politics.
Whether it is Rajiv killers or the attackers of the Indian Parliament, whatever decisions have been taken by the courts should not be meddled with on any political grounds. If there is a case of, say, capital punishment, where the crime, the murder is not heinous and there has been some provocation, individual cases, one can think in terms of clemency, but certainly not on political grounds.
Well, plenty more to come on Headlines now, and thank God you can't smell what you're about to see. More on this story after a break.